What do the Simpsons and the Olympics have in common? Curling. That's what they have in common. Back in 2010, the Olympics predicted that the US Olympic curling team, I love saying curling. Curling is like so controversial right now. They predicted that they would beat the Swedes in the Olympics. Now, it's really uncanny and very weird how the Olympics, how this happened with the Simpsons. We're gonna talk about it, but first, thoughts 5 words or less.
So eerie, it's toe curling.
Whoa, Bart be knowing.
Curling, that's a sport. Guys, curling has been super controversial in this Olympiad. I've watched curling for at least, the Olympics run for 18 days. I watched curling for at least 7 days straight and never realized how intense curling is. Because you think it's just them playing shuffleboard, right? That you're just, like shuffling ice to get this down the way, but no, it's and there's also a curling doping scandal with this past Olympiad.
I hadn't heard about the doping scandal.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
But I knew that curling definitely had some sort of, has had a renaissance moment in this Winter Olympics. Because I remember in Winter Olympics of past, it was definitely like the sleeper sport.
Right.
And I wonder if it's just sort of with all the listicles going around, or perhaps compilation videos, or perhaps a little bit of the drama that's going on off of the ice.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? It's been definitely a topic of conversation.
It is.
Especially now with the Simpsons thing.
Well, the Simpsons have been on for 30 years and they've done a pretty good job of predicting things that have actually come to fruition. Back in 2010 on Valentine's Day, the episode was called Boy Meets Curl, and Homer, Marge, Agnes, and Seymour Skinner, the neighbors, predicted that, well, they won curling against the Swedes. So this happened pretty much like our imitating life in this Olympiad, and Dan Revel of ESPN tweeted, "No one could have predicted that the US would win curling gold, right? Actually, the Simpsons did in February 14th of 2010. They beat Sweden, who the US happened to beat in gold today. So that happened at this Olympiad. Also, the Simpsons predicted that Disney would buy Fox and that Lady Gaga would perform at the Super Bowl. So I don't know.
And that Donald Trump would be president, and then Lisa would inherit a ruined economy that was handed to her from Donald Trump. Also, really quick, Skinner is the principal, not the neighbor.
See, I've only seen like
Ned Flanders is the neighbor.
Flanders,
right? Doo-doo.
Hey, listen, it's Monday, you guys. I'm sorry, I don't watch The Simpsons. The only time I ever watched The Simpsons was when they were on the Tracy Ullman show before they were The Simpsons, where Bart chewed up all the mints and then threw them up. I don't know if you guys remember that. He was at the dentist's office. They had the mints.
Yeah, old school Simpsons.
Do you have a favorite Simpsons episode?
What?
I do.
I have a favorite Family Guy episode, which is kind of the same thing.
I have a favorite Futurama episode, but I really like The Simpsons. It was one of the shows that were indicative of my parents relaxing the rules around the house when they allowed us to watch it.
Yeah, Jerry Springer and The Simpsons were off limits.
Jerry Springer,
off limits, and then you could mark whenever like my mom would come into the room, and it was right after a program that they had approved of. I think it was
what? Reading Rainbow?
No, like Murder, She Wrote. They'd be like, yeah, watch the murder show, but not The Simpsons. And then The Simpsons would come on, and eventually I just remember my mom sort of rolling her eyes, being like, oh, it's just trash, it's just garbage. And then when you actually started watching episodes, my parents really started liking it. So I just remember that relaxing of the rules, but I don't have a favorite Simpsons episode. I think they do a lot of things really well.
It was when it was Lisa's birthday and Michael Jackson was on, and they sang "Lisa, it's your birthday."
Lisa, it's your birthday.
Yeah. That was, and Bart was so nice to her that day.
Happy birthday.
I don't know,
and Michael was the overweight guy, right?
I always like the Treehouse of Horror episodes.
Well,
the Halloween episodes.
Right,
I do. Because they've had a number of different like vignette series of that, and I've always liked the Halloween episodes.
So The Simpsons were banned at my elementary school in 1990, and so me and my twin brother.
You couldn't wear those like ghetto Bart shirts.
We could not. It was a big deal, and I really didn't watch The Simpsons, but I remember that the Bartman, the Bartman, he had a song, and my dad bought me and my twin brother the Bartman watches. You would flip him open, and it would be in the shape of Bart. If that's his hair or skin, who knows?
We've decided hair.
It's hair, okay. But The Simpsons have been on for 30 years. 30 years this year, 2008. 2018, sorry, 30 years. So I mean, I thought when I read this that you would have a weird conspiracy theory about it though, because
no, I don't have a conspiracy theory. I think that if you're on for long enough and you have so many topical, relevant episodes in your arsenal, that some of the predictions are going to prove to be true. A lot of them haven't, but those aren't the articles that people want to click on. But they're more predictions of things that they've made that are sort of funny but never panned out, and then you just have these listicles of things that did end up panning out that are uncanny. And some of them, for example, example, like the Higgs
First
boss.
of all, listicle.
Yeah.
That's like a great word.
Well, it's like that's what we have in this day and age. They're not really comprehensive lists that someone has exhaustively thought out and researched. It's like some intern or someone that just started off a job that's getting paid nothing and that has to turn out like 5 lists by the end of the day that people are going to click on that will drive ad revenue to whatever like company. I'm not supposed to swear anymore. Whatever bad corporate company they're gonna like. Drive that revenue to, and they're not going to see any of it. That's what a listicle is.
I know.
Where it's
I just like that you have like
the
this
craziest OC moments.
You have this expansive vocabulary that doesn't fail. Every show you have like a new word that's like, what is that, Grace?
Today's word
Elaborate. And we got the definition. What's the listicle? Go ahead.
Okay, so listicle is sort of like what I'm looking at right now about all the different things that they had, like the horse meat scandal was another Simpsons prediction. Guitar Hero. Now they didn't exactly predict Guitar Hero, but they had Mick Jagger hold up a jacket that says Guitar Hero on it, and this was prior to when the game would sort of see its surge onto the market. Farmville, which people sort of remember Farmville?
Yeah.
Except it was a virtual reality thing.
Hated it.
Yeah, it was a virtual reality thing. So it wasn't exactly a prediction, but there are enough overlapping things that people have pointed out, wow, The Simpsons really might have been onto something. I don't actually think that they were, but I think about all the episodes that they've churned out and how, every and any topic, pop culture, historical, The Simpsons have probably touched on it. So they're gonna get some things right. And some of the things that they've gotten right have been absolutely eerie.
Right, they also predicted the FIFA scandal. What was a funny listicle, or not listicle, element about The Simpsons is that there was a show on Fox called Herman's Head, which had Yeardley Scott, Hank Azaria, who are voices on The Simpsons, and I think, I don't remember the lead guy's name, William Ragsdale. I think that's it. Let me know in the comments. And I remember hearing Yeardley Scott's voice and thinking, she sounds awfully familiar. Who is that? And she's the voice of Bart, actually. She's the voice of Bart.
Is Yeardley Bart?
Yeardley's
No, Yeardley is Lisa.
Yeardley's Lisa. Bart she's blonde, but a lighter blonde.
Yeah.
It's Yeardley is Lisa.
Yeah, okay.
I know that because she sounds really pretty close to Lisa in her natural speaking voice, which is always kind of
It's amazing whenever you talk to her. Oh my gosh, you sit there the whole time like, whoa, it's so amazing.
But isn't it crazy and kind of awesome that The Simpsons have scanned 2 generations of people now, as far as like millennials and Generation Y. Yeah, and they've had over 600 episodes. I mean, their FX does over Thanksgiving a marathon.
And it's
Simpsons.
the best.
It's the best.
And it could last until next Thanksgiving.
Right. My sister's like, Bart is never gonna hit puberty.
No, we don't need them to.
All right, guys, let's know what you guys think in the comment section below.